Yeah, what's up? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep, we'll shut down right after we finish. Sweet.
Today on University Report, we'll look at the expanded responsibilities of the University of Minnesota Police Department due to staffing shortages at MPD.
Coming up, we'll explain how undergraduate Black women are preparing for the workplace, especially as the semester comes to a close.
And next, we'll highlight the Asian American Student Union's recent Light Up the Night event, showcasing the culture and community engagement on campus.
For us to be able to have an opportunity such as an event so huge as this, it's really good for us to be able to connect with the community on a deeper level.
Plus, we'll bring you the latest spring weather forecast despite the recent snow showers affecting the metro area. Stay tuned for all this and more on University Report.
Good morning, I'm Grace Henry.
And I'm Carly Berglund with your Friday news. It's a Friday, the weather is turning warm, and that could bring a lot of people out on the streets at night near campus. As of last week, University of Minnesota police are responding to all emergency calls in Dinkytown and East Marcy Holmes, two areas of Minneapolis largely occupied by students. This change aims to improve response times and increase safety in neighborhoods near campus. Anna Belden is live from Dinkytown with more on the change. Anna?
Hi, Carly. Yeah, so I'm on 14th Avenue in Dinkytown right now, which, like you were saying, is part of the new coverage area. And the main reason for this that's been talked about a lot in the news the past few years, which is a shortage of police officers in Minneapolis. And the area we're talking about, it stretches roughly from Huntington Bank Stadium on the east side to I-35W on the west end. And that's an area that used to be covered by the Minneapolis police, but where university police will now be responding to calls. And violent crime in this area is actually down 60% from what it was in 2021. And this arrangement is going to allow MPD to better allocate their resources to other parts of the second precinct. This plan is set to run for 1 year initially. At the end of that period, the city and the university will discuss whether or not to extend the coverage. Last weekend was pretty cold and snowy, but this weekend's going to be a lot warmer, so that means there's going to be a lot more foot traffic around here tonight and tomorrow night, which will be the first test for this new arrangement.
Thanks, Anna. We will see how things go.
Attention class of 2024, make sure to visit the bookstore to collect your graduation essentials. Pickup is now available at the Kaufman Memorial Union Bookstore from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if you haven't placed your order yet, there is still time. You can visit our website, z.umn.edu/universityreport, where we've put a link to everything you need, from caps and gowns to other accessories, to help you celebrate. Undergraduate commencement ceremonies for university students will begin in early May.
So yes, that means there's less than a month left until graduates hit the workforce full-time. In the racial reckoning that began in 2020, Black women continue to experience workplace discrimination. Sophia Jackson looked into how Black women at the University of Minnesota can prepare to pursue their professional aspirations.
Graduating senior Dilla Green is preparing to leave the year with a degree in human physiology. But she's also leaving behind a workplace culture that she says has it all, in terms of diversity, support, and work projects that she loves.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get to have like a boss that understands me and my background in its entirety, you know, but I haven't really let it overwhelm me or make me feel like an imposter, especially as I'm stepping into like grad school.
Outside of the Multicultural Center for Academic Excellence where she works, Green says being the only Black person in the room can sometimes feel isolating, and her concerns are not uncommon. In a 2022 report by McKinsey & Company and Lead In, Black women are more likely to experience dismissive and demeaning interactions in the workplace. In the report, over half of Black women in leadership roles said their judgment had been questioned.
To circumvent workplace stress related to identity and discrimination, some women suggest
don't go into any workplace environment expecting like, oh boy, everybody, I don't see any other Black women here, I know how they're going to treat me. Like, don't go into any workplace expecting to be treated differently.
Taking note of the interactions that are happening, and if it becomes too consistent, knowing when to report that to HR or just even when to move on to another job. Be yourself in the workplace and pay attention to if your values are being met.
You're gonna need a community beyond your coworkers. You're gonna need support that's validating your experiences. Identity group events like Black Motivated Women's Professionalism Night help students with shared identities feel connected.
I'm just always so proud to see just Black women doing anything. Like, I think it's so because I know it's not easy.
Black women are nurturing community and self-empowerment values as they navigate the workplace. Sophia Jackson, University Report.
For more information about resources to build your own supportive community on campus, head to our website, z.umn.edu/universityreport.
So is spring finally here? Really? Sabrina Salguero de Cid will be here with the forecast.
I'm at Northrop Auditorium where Student Group is hosting one of its biggest events. Coming up, I'll show you what this event highlights about heritage and culture in the Asian community on campus.
Because it was there. Because determination overcame distance.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Because the unsolvable was invitation enough. Why are we driven to discover? Because we can change the course of history. Because tomorrow's visionaries need focus today. At the University of Minnesota, with each student comes an opportunity to set their sights higher and to show them the way, so our graduates can shape the future and fulfill the dreams they haven't yet dreamt. Because renewable energy can sustain us all. Our students envision the sun powering homes on every block, wind-blown ideas launching entirely new economies, and fertile soils fueling cars and people alike, protecting the harmony between humanity and nature. Because self-expression can move 1,000 souls. Be it a song or a dance, a canvas or a poem, the arts are vital to the U of M experience, as are self-discovery and moments of sheer amazement. Because cancer can be conquered by targeting medicines, customizing treatments, and transplanting stem cells, incurable cancers can become survivable. Terminal can be redefined as treatable, and optimism can spread once again. Because human rights need champions. From classrooms in Minnesota to courtrooms in Uganda, assembling a collective voice for change allows dignity to return and extends human rights across the globe. Because clean water ensures quality of life. It's essential to the health of all nations, so we're studying models and molecules. We are committed to making clean water flow freely, from the headwaters of the Mississippi to the slums of Mumbai. We share the belief that anything is possible, because at the University of Minnesota, discoveries unfold, breakthroughs happen, and history is forever changed.
Hundreds of students came together recently on campus to light up the night, celebrating their heritage and culture. Sabrina Salguero-Delced takes us to Northrop Auditorium for an important night that highlights the Asian community on campus.
The Asian American Student Union hosted its popular yearly event, Light Up the Night, an event that highlights and brings together the diverse culture of the Asian community on campus.
And I think that's what's so beautiful about it. There's no other event that really does that.
The event started with stations promoting different student groups. Light Up the Night is also an opportunity for multicultural fraternities and sororities to recruit people.
For us to be able to have an opportunity such as an event so huge as this, it's really good for us to be able to connect with the community on a deeper level.
Light up the night.
Later in the night, more than a dozen student performances took over. Ranging from singing and dancing to martial arts. For many, Light Up the Night is about finding their cultural identity.
And it's taught me a lot about how to be prideful in my heritages, recognize its flaws, and also work towards creating a better environment for everyone else to celebrate their diverse backgrounds as well.
Students' families said Light Up the Night is a great way to represent Asian heritage in a college setting.
So I think that it's incredible to see my sister be able to find her community. I'm just really grateful for her. I'm grateful for this event as well.
Light Up the Night showcased the importance of community, pride, and gratitude in multicultural campus events. Sabrina Salguero-Delced, University Report.
As promised, Sabrina's back with the latest word on the weather. Sabrina, what's up?
The word is warmer and even sunshine, but there's some rain in our forecast too. But nothing more like what we had earlier this week when it was cool and windy with the lows averaging 30 degrees. We even saw some flurries on campus and students were bundled up. Here's what we have coming up instead. This week's forecast, we are looking at a few days of sunny skies. Today, our high is 51 degrees. It will be a very nice day to go outside and enjoy the warmer weather. For the weekend, our highs are still in the mid-50s, but we are going to have some rain on Sunday. With that, Monday could change to a cloudy day. Our high was at 64, but it's more likely to change with the cool down by Sunday's rain. Tuesday will be cloudy, but it will be warm, although there's a possibility of rain as well. This week is a good example of how rain probability changes a lot due to the transition from cooler to warmer temperatures during spring.
Good to know. Thanks, Sabrina. The Gopher softball team will take advantage of this nice weather at Jane Sage Cole Stadium tonight for this year's Big Ten home opener against Ohio State, beginning a 3-game series. Big Ten Player of the Week, Jess Oakland, set a single-game record for Minnesota this past week with 3 home runs and totaling 14 bases in a 2-game series. That's another record that hasn't been touched since 2002. First pitch for tonight's game is set for 5 p.m. and will be streamed on Big Ten Plus.
Gopher Athletics has announced the next open spring ball practice, welcoming the general public at 4:30 p.m. next Thursday, April 11th at Athletes Village. Note that times and locations are subject to change. And after the break, a look into theater tech and how you can get involved.
We're all about water in Minnesota. I've been here approaching 50 years. Originally, the biggest problem we had is the algae bloom from the sewage in the lake. And now we got the zebra mussels, and that's been a major negative.
Zebra mussels are an aquatic invasive species. They impact the food webs within lakes, which impact fish populations, growth, occurrence, and especially in Minnesota, where so much of our recreation is lake-based, that impacts those local businesses, different tourism around the state. Zebra mussels were first found in the Great Lakes back in 1986, and since then they have spread throughout much of Minnesota. People love clear water, but that's not necessarily good. That means that conditions are different for the plants, for the fish, for everything in the lake. This project out on Lake Minnetonka is looking at a copper-based product called EarthTech QZ. We are hoping that this will give us ideally some solutions for controlling zebra mussel populations. This project is largely a partnership between the University of Minnesota, specifically MASERC, the Minnesota Aquatic Invasive Species Research Center, and the U.S. Geological Survey.
It is very much a team effort. Even the marina owner that has graciously allowed us to use their area for staging our equipment and supplies. So without the cooperation of all those different partners, it would be impossible to do a study of this nature.
There are a lot of infrastructure and businesses existing relying on the lake. It's not only the marinas, it's everybody around Lake Minnetonka will suffer subsequently.
Well, the zebra mussels over on the east end of the lake make it clear. It looks like an aquarium over there. So during the daytime, it's kind of tough to fish.
Zebra mussels affect our boats by getting to the motors. They affect the beaches. They get on the rocks. People step on them, cut their feet. So it just makes it less desirable to use the lake. And as a business that's in a lake community, that affects us.
This project is specific to Lake Minnetonka, but we're hoping that this type of treatment will be able to be repeated on different lakes. The University of Minnesota's Aquatic Invasive Species Research Center is one of a kind. It's the only one like it in the country. And the work that we're doing is protecting Minnesota's lakes.
The University of Minnesota is absolutely essential in this matter. And it's a profoundly positive experience for us to be part of it.
When people come to a theater performance at the U, they see more than the work of just the actors. This week, I stepped behind the curtain to see how theater magic gets made.
While this may look like an average painting workshop, the end goal isn't so typical. The ideal product is wood, fake wood, that looks as real as possible. That's just one part of the job of a scenic designer. These students are part of the USITT group, the United States Institute of Theater Technology, on campus. They're interested in everything that happens behind the scenes of performances, meaning lighting, costume design, set building, and of course, painting. Even for non-majors, it's a way for students interested in performance tech to stay involved.
There's definitely like a world out there where I might just do some theater tech instead of doing anything related to my major. It's nice to like keep this avenue open, essentially.
Even those interested in other fields learn to recreate the heart of a wood grain, which scenic painters use this plastic knocker device to create. The methods students learn in theater tech are transferable to other areas of their lives.
I've learned a lot of useful and technical skills. Like I'm working in the scene shop right now, so I've learned how to, build, columns, but so I wouldn't need that in my everyday life, but it's still just learning how to create something.
The club welcomes anyone looking to get involved with tech in any capacity, like in concerts and other live performances. It's a chance for tech people to connect their interests.
think so many theater spaces are performance focused. It's nice to have a kind of social club for people who are in design and tech. I think that a lot of the spaces for design and tech people are work focused. And it's really just kind of widened my scope of understanding of what theater is and how many people it takes to create it.
Part of the magic in theater is creating something out of nothing, and these students are on the right path.
The USITT student chapter meets weekly and hosts other events and workshops similar to this one. If you're looking to get involved, you can find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Jigsaw puzzles have traditionally been enjoyed at a slow pace during rainy afternoons, but new puzzle contests around the Twin Cities are anything but relaxing. Anna Belden went to a puzzling competition to put together the pieces.
A new kind of event started popping up at different Twin Cities breweries this February, where teams of 4 compete to complete a jigsaw puzzle the fastest. Speed puzzling is a sport where people compete to finish a 500-piece or 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle the fastest. The national competition took place in March, and the World Jigsaw Competition will be in Spain this September. Events like the one last Friday night at Headflyer Brewing in Minneapolis are more casual, and they accept competitors of any skill level. Participants sign up in teams of 4, and tickets are $35 per team. Each team is provided with the same 500-piece puzzle in black bags, so nobody can peek before the time starts. Once each team has its concealed puzzle, there's a countdown, and then it's a free-for-all for who can finish first. Sarah Schuler, who is known on social media as Sarah Does Puzzles, is ranked second nationally for competitive speed puzzling, and she is also the organizer for all of these events.
Every single one has sold out since I started in late February, so it's a lot, over 300 different competitors.
I'm addicted, yes. Since she started, this was the 5th event I went to. They just clicked to me. They make sense.
Schuler started these types of events in February, but speed puzzling has been around since the 1980s and has made a comeback in recent years, with competitions even taking place over Zoom.
People are kind of bored with I'm just going to do a jigsaw puzzle at home. I'm ready to get back out there and hang out and see people in public and hang out with friends. And this is just something different that people are really attaching to.
With such a successful turnout for Schuler's events this winter, she's planning to keep the momentum going and is hosting around 4 competitions each week this spring. Anna Belden, University Report.
The next puzzle contest will be at Lake Monster Brewing in St. Paul, and if you're curious about where future competitions will be, you can head to our website at z.umn.edu/universityreport.
The Student Union and Activities Group has announced this year's Spring Jam lineup, set to take place on April 20th in Lot 37.
You may have seen one of these QR codes around Kauffman Memorial Union last week. Coming up, I'll tell you more about what these QR codes were and more about the club behind them.
Because it was there. Because determination overcame distance.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Because the unsolvable was invitation enough. Why are we driven to discover? Because we can change the course of history. Because tomorrow's visionaries need focus today. At the University of Minnesota, with each student comes an opportunity to set their sights higher and to show them the way, so our graduates can shape the future and fulfill the dreams they haven't yet dreamt. Because renewable energy can sustain us all. Our students envision the sun powering homes on every block, wind-blown ideas launching entirely new economies, and fertile soils fueling cars and people alike, protecting the harmony between humanity and nature. Because self-expression can move 1,000 souls. Be it a song or a dance, a canvas or a poem, the arts are vital to the U of M experience, as are self-discovery and moments of sheer amazement. Because cancer can be conquered by targeting medicines, customizing treatments, and transplanting stem cells, incurable cancers can become survivable. Terminal can be redefined as treatable, and optimism can spread once again. Because human rights need champions. From classrooms in Minnesota to courtrooms in Uganda, assembling a collective voice for change allows dignity to return and extends human rights across the globe. Because clean water ensures quality of life. It's essential to the health of all nations, so we're studying models and molecules. We are committed to making clean water flow freely, from the headwaters of the Mississippi to the slums of Mumbai. We share the belief that anything is possible, because at the University of Minnesota, discoveries unfold, breakthroughs happen, and history is forever changed.
The League of Legends Club hosted a scavenger hunt last week that combined physical and virtual elements. I tried it out and talked to the creators of the event. Here's more. Last week, 7 QR codes were hidden throughout Kauffman Memorial Union. They were scattered on different floors, tucked behind shrubbery, in between staircases, or in plain sight.
It was a very, very fun experience. It seemed easy at first, and then I don't know, it was like, oh no, we can't find something. And we hunted for a while.
The QR codes were part of a scavenger hunt hosted by the League of Legends Club in partnership with Student Union and activities at the U. Julia Trong, an officer of the club, says they have never hosted any event outside of the League of Legends video game server.
We were hoping to kind of just get out of that mold a little bit and try to collaborate with other groups, and so this is what came out of it.
We've been really trying to grow the League Club to be a little bit bigger than it is right now.
To participate in the scavenger hunt, you would scan one of the QR codes and be led to a Google form. After you filled out the form, you would be given a clue and eventually could solve the scavenger hunt.
Anybody that could, find one of the QR codes and look at it and be like, oh, what's this? Scan it, and then it'll take you through the process, and you'll be able to play along and have fun and be eligible for prizing as well.
We were contemplating on the story, trying to weave each and every location and tie it into our original story, which is oh, you're helping Caitlin find missing cupcakes. You're gonna have to help her find these QR codes.
The winners of the scavenger hunt were announced during trivia night at Goldie's Game Room and were awarded a League of Legends gift card. The theme of the trivia night was video games, and several of the questions had to do with League of Legends, which did require some prior knowledge.
I haven't gotten a single answer right. 0 for 3.
Outside of the scavenger hunt, the League of Legends Club is open for anyone to join and can be an avenue to meet new people.
You don't really need to be a diehard player or even really a player at all. You just gotta come in and chat, and people are happy to talk.
I have a lot of friends that play League of Legends. I find new friends through League of Legends.
It's a stepping stone for you getting to know others.
The League of Legends Club hosts in-person and virtual events all year round, including an intramural tournament. For more information, head to z.umn.edu/universityreport.
If you're planning to drive around campus this Sunday morning, be prepared for some detours. The 14th annual Goldie's Run is scheduled for this Sunday, attracting more than 8,000 participants. The event will start at 8 a.m. with road closures from 7 a.m. to noon, and these closures will start at the corner of Oak Street and Southeast 4th on the East Bank campus. Funds raised from the event will support the University of Minnesota Masonic Children's Hospital. Organizers have confirmed the race will proceed regardless of weather conditions.
Thanks for joining us on University Report this morning. I'm Grace Henry.
And I'm Carly Berglund. Have a great weekend.